Hi everyone, this is a simple beginner yoga flow. When you're ready, we'll get started at the back of your mat in child's pose. So child's pose, you can take one of two ways. You can take your knees together or your toes together and your knees wide. Sit your bum back on your heels, walk your upper body forward, rest your forehead in the mat, and allow your whole upper body to be heavy. Take a few moments here to ground, to drop in. Pay attention to your breath. Notice if your inhale and your exhales are even. If not, try and make every inhale and every exhale the same length. Slowly begin to rise your upper body up. We'll come into a tabletop position. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. As you inhale, we'll open the chest, we'll drop the belly, and we'll gaze up slightly. Exhale, we'll round the spine, push the mat away. Inhale, open the chest, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale to drop the belly. Exhale to round the spine. Keep moving here with your own breath. Moving at your own pace. Slowly warming up the spine. After your final round, come back to a neutral spine. Find some stillness. Tuck the back toes. Walk your hands about one handprint forward. We'll lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. So in your downward facing dog, you're grounding down through all four corners of the hands as you push the mat away. Invite some movement here. Pedal out the feet. Begin to warm into the backs of the legs, into the hips. Don't worry about what this looks like. Just take whatever movements your body needs right now. When you're ready, find stillness. Your feet are hips distance apart. Draw your ribs down. Draw your front ribs down. Keep a nice deep bend in the knees here. This might be your first down dog of the day. Keeping a nice deep bend in the knees will allow for a long, low back. Lift the hips up towards the sky. As you do so, actively draw the heels down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't get there, but draw that energy down through the heels. Take a few breaths here in stillness. Release any tension in the back of the neck. You can gaze back behind you, keeping the back of the neck long. Inhale, we'll rise up high onto the toes and slowly tiptoe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Keeping a nice deep bend in the knees, allow your upper body to hang heavy over your thighs. Option here to grab opposite elbows so you can really hang for ragdoll. You can invite some movement here, maybe sway the hips side to side. Release any tension in the back of the neck. You shake your head no, shake your head yes. Allow your upper body to become even more heavy. Bend the knees a little deeper if you need to. Gently release the hands down to the mat. We'll slowly roll all the way up to stand, slower than you want to, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Allow your head to come up last. Roll the shoulders back, take a nice big circle, face the palms forward, gaze forward. Ground down evenly through all four corners of the feet. Lift and spread the toes, place them back down one at a time. Inhale, we'll reach the arms up towards the sky, gaze up. Palms to touch. As you exhale, soften the knees, hinge forward from the hips. We'll fold forward for forward fold. Always option to soften the knees in your forward folds. Inhale, we'll lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Long, flat back. Again, keep a bend in the knees, especially if you're tight in the backs of the legs. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. We'll step the left foot back for low lunge. Drop the back knee to the mat. Option to cushion the back knee if your knees are sensitive, so maybe like a little blanket or something. Inhale brings you up for low lunge. Palms face each other. Your hips are square towards the front of the mat. Option to untuck the back toes. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take a few breaths here. Exhale, release the hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee, step the right foot back for downward facing dog. Lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Draw the heels down towards the mat. Again, it's okay if they don't get there. Keeping a micro bend in the knees. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes and slowly tiptoe all the way up to meet your hands for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll lengthen the spine, halfway lift, hands to shins. Long, flat back, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold, fold your upper body over your thighs. Again, option to keep a nice deep bend in the knees here. Inhale, we'll rise up, gaze up. Exhale, palms to touch. We'll fold back down, flat back, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back this time for low lunge. Drop the back knee. Again, option to cushion the knee. Inhale brings the arms up. Palms face each other. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. You can have the back toes tucked or untucked. Begin to sink the hips forward and down as you start to open up in the legs. Exhale, release the hands to frame the front foot. Step the left foot back for downward facing dog. Lifting that tailbone up towards the sky. Ground down through all four corners of the hands evenly as you push the mat away from you and send your weight towards your heels. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes and slowly walk all the way up to meet your hands. Inhale as you lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Gaze follows, palms to touch at the top. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Take a moment to close the eyes. Come back to that even breath you started in child's pose at the beginning of this practice. Open your eyes, and we'll step the right foot back. Come to the side of your mat. Face your toes forward, just slightly pigeon-toed. Take a nice, comfortably wide stance here. Place the hands on your hips. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, we'll hinge forward at the hips with a flat back. Once you've gotten as far as you can go, then release the hands down to the mat and allow your whole upper body to fold forward for a wide leg forward fold. Option to adjust your stance here if you need to go a little wider so you can reach the ground. Or maybe you have to shorten your stance because you're too close. Walk your fingertips in between your feet. Elbows face the back of the room. Lengthen the back of the neck. Allow your head to hang. Send the weight towards the fronts of the feet as you lift your sit bones up towards the sky. Should feel a nice stretch in the backs of the legs. Slowly begin to crawl your hands forward. We'll lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Think about a nice, long, flat spine. Bring the hands to your hips and we'll slowly rise back up to stand as you walk your feet back. We'll come back to the top of the mat. Feet are hips distance. Palms face forward. Roll the shoulders back. Gaze forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, soften the knees as we hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Think long, straight spine. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Plant the hands, step the left foot back, low lunge, drop the back knee. Inhale brings you up, rise up. As you exhale, sink the hips forward and down. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Think length through the crown of the head. On your next exhale, we'll bring the left hand down to the mat. Right arm reaches up towards the sky as we twist from the belly button. You can gaze down at the left hand or up towards the right hand if that feels okay for your neck. If you want to take this twist a little deeper, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Draw your belly button in towards the spine as you twist from your core. You're high on the ball of the back foot. Think about pulling your feet towards each other to activate through the inner thighs. Exhale, release the right hand down to frame your front foot. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale brings us high on the toes, and then walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, we'll lengthen up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, we'll rise up to stand, palms to touch. Exhale, hinge from the hips, soften the knees, fold back down. Inhale, we'll lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, low lunge. Drop the back knee. Inhale brings you up. Exhale as you sink the hips forward and down. On your next exhale, release the right hand down for a twist. Open the chest over to the left. You can gaze up towards the left hand or down towards the right hand. Option to take this twist a little deeper. We'll tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, maybe you twist a little deeper. Keep that twist coming from the core. Think about energetically pulling your feet towards each other to create that energetic feeling that activates the inner thighs. Exhale, release the left hand down. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Push the mat away from you. Draw the front ribs down as you lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Send the energy down through your heels and lifting up through your tailbone. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. As you exhale, send the knees down towards the mat. Bring your toes together, knees wide. Come back to the child's pose that we started in. Send your hips back towards your heels. Rest your forehead on the mat. Let go of the intentional breath. Allow your breath to come and go naturally. Allow your body to be heavy in the mat here. I'll leave you here for your final resting pose. Thank you so much for joining me for the simple beginner flow. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for practicing.